Hello all and welcome back to the Sibling Ting podcast. We here talk about sports and cool things. I'm Jesse, I'm the youngest child and I talk about darts and football.
I'm Carter, I'm the middle child. I talk about boxing and occasionally UFC.
I'm Charlie, I'm the oldest sister and I talk about motorsports.
And we do a phrase here.
We've got a special guest this week, haven't we? He's actually sat.
We could get
he's
him to
actually
bark.
physically sat like he's a part of this.
We have got the dog with us today.
Yeah.
The ghost, the man, the dog, the myth, the legend.
What if we can get him
He's
to bark?
laid down now. It's dead annoying.
He can't necessarily speak, so he can't do the phrase with us. But we have a phrase here.
We do.
So without further ado, 3, 2, 1.
Lights out and podcast on. I love it when we get it, guys.
And I believe first time of doing the sports would be my lovely brother.
Yes, I believe that.
So please, without further ado, take away.
Oh, thank you.
Take us to boxing.
There's not an incredible amount to talk about, but we all talk about the main fight that's just happened. I unfortunately was not able to watch it live as me and our brother here was on a bit of a pub crawl.
So
he was not able. No, I've never drank alcohol, and so we went on a little pub crawl, and so we kind of missed the. I wonder if you can hear that. It kind of just. I think the dog just said hello, but I don't know if you can hear that.
Well done, baby.
I've watched a little bit, but not much. But Ben Whittaker did beat Liam Cameron in the second round TKO, and then celebrated in the coach's face, which is a classic.
Is that disrespectful?
Yes.
Very, yeah.
Well, I'm just checking.
It's like, imagine like Lando winning, and then going up to like
Christian Horner
going, it's disrespectful.
What's that, Jesse? You'll know. What's that WWE one where they used to do that?
Generation X.
Come on.
If you did that to Christian
Charlie,
Horner,
the fact you didn't know that is horrible.
Well, why would I? I would genuinely. I think I'd give good money to see that. Good money.
Yeah, but classic Ben Whittaker fashion, doing something like this, and then.
Why is he an arse?
Yeah, he's just a showman, like a proper
entertainment. Though.
But he's an arse, but he's entertainer kind of, But I mean, that's his 10th professional fight now as champion. Got to give credit where credit's due. It's very impressive, and beating Liam Cameron, which he drew last time, to beat him in his second round TKO is very impressive. Mm-mm. So that's happened. Interesting little fight. Didn't last long, but it's there. But the main one to talk about will be the one coming up, which we will speak about next podcast about the results. Is obviously Eubank Ben. We've talked about it for a few podcasts already, but. Let's talk about it for the final time before it happens. Obviously, if you don't know him, Eubank Jr. and Conor Ben, their fathers, Nigel Ben and Chris Eubank Sr., had an incredible rivalry where they had 2 bouts, with them drawing one and Chris Eubank winning the other. It's possibly one of, if not the best, British rivalry in boxing history. In British boxing history. Very, very, very impressive boxers, and they obviously came to blows, and they genuinely hated each other. There's loads of interviews with them saying so. They did not like each other, but whatever. I think they're friends now. Who knows? But obviously their sons now have grown up, relatively same age, not far off, and they are having the boxing match together, which will be interesting. I'll be honest though, they're not the fathers. They're not that impressive to watch. So it'll be a match of it's a bit of a rivalry, a bit of the sons with the dad's legacy, but But the match, I imagine, in my opinion, is going to go down to points, and I think Eubank's going to have a split decision win.
Am I right in saying this? Because I think you told me the other day. Is Eubank Senior not going?
He's not going, no. They've always had a bit of arguments, family arguments, whatever. And after Eubank smashed an egg into Ben's face, Eubank Senior, he says it's disrespectful to do that. It's horrible, blah blah, and then he's not going to a fight. But there was they were always arguing anyway. He might turn up to be a bit of a spotlight to turn up.
Yeah, he is that kind of guy as well.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
So who knows? It's a big rivalry and big match for boxing, but they're not good enough for it to be an entertaining one. So it's just going to be what it is. I imagine, like I said, points, Eubank, maybe a split decision, maybe majority. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not going to be entertaining. I don't know if there's going to be a knockout. It would be fun to see one, but I can't imagine them two would knock each other out. So we'll see, I guess. But Jesse, what's your prediction?
Ben, I'd say.
Ben? I thought you were stuck with Eubank.
Eubank Jr.
I don't like him. I've changed my mind.
Yeah.
You changed your mind.
Yeah.
They're both. I can't swear. They're both arseholes. Let's be honest. They are. They're not fun. They're not nice people. But I suppose Ben probably is a tad nicer. Out of both of them, he's probably that tad bit nicer. But I just don't think that's going to carry through for a boxing match.
I'm going to go with Eubank Jr. because I've seen him on Gogglebox.
Yeah.
That's the only person.
And he's quite funny. Eubank Jr. is quite funny.
Seen him on Gogglebox.
He's an arse, but he's funny. He's funny. Would you like a sweetie?
Would you like a sweetie?
A sweetie. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And obviously next week we'll talk about results. There's not a whole bunch more to talk about boxing.
I actually have something about UFC to talk about.
Okay.
Oh my god, I can't believe I'm talking about this. So, I saw a really funny clip of Paddy talking about, and this can bring up a nice little conversation about sports, I guess. So, Paddy was talking about, I'm guessing they've just finished some sort of bout or something, and he was eating a pizza, like literally just gouging himself on a pizza, and they were saying, oh, you're not going to miss your body, and he was like, I'm not going to repeat what he exactly said, but I'd rather be fat and happy than...
That was years ago, that
yeah.
Was it years ago? I've only just seen it.
It was a very lovely clip.
It was a very interesting clip because I was like, it is probably a good conversation to have about like boxers and stuff like that.
Yeah, lovely clip, yeah.
How they are, without question, happier. And he looked so happy, just eating normally and eating like normal people rather than having to do what they do.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is old, but it is a lovely clip, yeah. And, yeah.
Sorry, guys.
He's a bit, like, popular for...
I'm a bit new into the UFC world.
Paddy's a bit popular for... Everybody boxes UFC, as soon as they finish a match, if they're not, like, new and they, have got a bit of a name, they'll finish a match and then they've instantly got, like, burgers and pizzas to go for. But Paddy's known for... putting a lot of weight on, and then when he has to fight at, I don't know, 170 or whatever, he would just strip down completely.
Is that why that... I can't remember what boxer you were talking about, the one who had the five guys.
Oh, Derek Chisora, yeah.
Is that why he does that straight after?
Yeah, well, boxing and stuff, you want to be in good shape and stuff, so you diet, you make sure you eat the healthiest as possible, and then once your match is done... and you have a date for another 7-8 months, you can have a week or something just eating what you want. So yeah, he has 5 guys. One of them has Pizza Hut, or is it Paddy just goes for normal takeaways? I think what was it? Tom Aspinall, he has pizza as well. He always has pizza. He shared with Paddy after they both fought on the same night. They both won, and then he was like, "Here you go, mate, pizza." So they all do it afterwards to treat themselves. But yeah, Paddy is known for finishing, putting loads of weight on, and then when he comes back to fighting, he'll strip it completely.
Is Tom Aspinall the guy that was on the Eddie?
Yeah, he was on Eddie Hall's.
Yeah,
he's currently the interim heavyweight champion of UFC, and obviously John Jones is the other half champion of the.
What does interim mean?
It basically means, how some people have to give up a championship and then you've got that belt, but then there's another one.
Oh, so like someone's quit UFC and then the belt's up for
kind of, yeah. So it's very simple. It's just them two fight, and whoever wins is now the heavyweight champion. And then and then it goes on from there. Someone takes over, and so that's going to be the biggest UFC heavyweight fight, I think, of all time. Tom Aspinall, John Jones. Nice. Which I believe may have a date, but they keep on saying they don't. They have an agreement. It's one of them, but I'll put all my money on Tom Aspinall.
He seemed like a lovely gentleman. I saw.
Yeah, and John Jones is not in any way a nice person, and Tom Aspinall is.
He's an hard person.
Who?
He's an hard person.
Who? John Jones. Yeah, he's an incredible fighter, and putting your money against him is hard to do because of how impressive he is at fighting. But he's never fought anyone like Tom Aspinall. He's never fought that, and he always fights for people after the prime. He fought DC twice when DC was closing in on 40. Stipe was 40. No, John Jones is American.
Oh, right, okay.
But Tom Aspinall was British, so we have to back him.
Well, I saw him on the Eddie Hall thing, and he was very, very lovely.
He's more famous off of the Eddie Hall thing, but
very pretty.
Who, Tom Aspinall?
He was alright.
He is not. He would admit it. He is not in any way.
Alright.
No, he's not. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to talk about. Up until next week, we can talk about the Eubank Ben.
But Jesse, there was something that happened this weekend, wasn't there?
Oh yeah.
Yes, WrestleMania. John Cena. I will say that I think.
Hang on, you've got to do the music first.
As far as matches go, it was terrible.
Travis Scott was there.
I don't like Travis Scott.
I am right. He's definitely the one who had kids with Kylie.
I think that's the correct one. I couldn't even tell you. I thought Rock was going to turn up. The highlight for me was night one with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. It was a brilliant match.
I like that match.
With cool moments and mainly just twists and turns. And then John Cena comes on, and I've been watching Cena for many a time now, and he didn't deliver as much as I thought he wanted to. However, the main thing is he won. He broke the record, and now he has got the most titles of all time.
It as a baddie.
But that's what we love.
No, but I didn't want it. I wanted him to be the good guy again.
I did think he was going to turn good at the last minute and save someone and then win.
I just think at the end of the day, if that's the case, then he's not ended it, has he? This isn't going to be the last one.
I love Cena, and when he won, I was ecstatic. I was very happy. His 17 titles.
You don't like the All-American Hero?
I'm not a fan of the All-American Hero.
I thought you liked Cody Rhodes.
I did. But
Did you like his music and everything?
His music's amazing, yeah. And you know what? I think he's a good wrestler as well. I think he's pretty cool. It was just vanilla every single time. It was it was the same thing every single time.
So you're saying that match was vanilla?
It was very...
It wasn't salted caramel enough for you?
No, it definitely was not.
Monkey.
No, it was just missionary completely. Just missionary.
I wasn't going that way. I was just going ice cream flavours and you decided to do it.
But the result is what mattered. The result of him winning, Cena winning, getting the 17th world title, that is the big part, and I'm very, very happy. I think as inner child in me is just screaming right now of just absolute joy for Cena.
Drew McIntyre win as well? I saw.
McIntyre won, yeah, that was a good match. He's also gone viral.
What's the other guy's name?
Damien Priest.
He is pretty. There is no argument there. He is pretty.
Drew McIntyre went viral a year back for midway through his match tweeting.
He took a selfie, didn't he?
This time he's took a selfie and put bored at work lol and just posted it. Or that again, can't go wrong with him. Io Sky as well. Love Io Sky. She won.
Who's that?
She beat Rhea Ripley, right?
Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Yeah.
Oh, I like Rhea Ripley.
But yeah, in fairness, Becky Lynch returned as well.
Oh, did she?
Joe Hendry showed up.
All right. So I'll say this. Right.
Hang on, is that the one where you guys make that song where it's like?
No. Jesse does, right? Joe Hendry. Okay. Bear in mind, I stopped watching WWE when I was a kid, like 16, something like that. And then, but it was John Cena's final one.
Jesse's an adult who still watches it.
Yeah, man.
So I came back just to watch it, and I actually fell asleep and I didn't watch it, unfortunately. But I did watch Randy Orton versus Joe Hendry. It was a mystery opponent. Jesse has taunted me with that theme song of Joe Hendry for a good while now, over a year for sure. And I hate it so much. I hate it. And I'm sat there thinking, right, I might watch a bit of WWE, get it on, just prepared so then when, John Cena comes on, I can watch it. Randy Orton's there, he does his, classics, all Randy Orton. Yeah, everyone's cheering. And then Joe Hendry, that theme song I've been taunted by for over a year, that comes on. He comes on and he comes out. He just gets clattered by Randy Orton for like a couple of minutes.
I have a question for you though. Do you
believe in her gender? No, I don't. No.
It's quite funny. I didn't know he was a wrestler when I found that clip. I just sent it Carl because I thought it was funny, and it turns out he's a wrestler. But in total, I think it was just good. It was just a good event.
do you think it was as good as last year?
No, nowhere near.
No, that's what I mean. They've not really topped it.
The only good part is that John Cena, because like I said, I stopped watching, but seeing John Cena now, as he's ended with, breaking a record. He won for his final WrestleMania.
There's a lot of good moments. I think night 1 was better. Night 2 was good. The Dominic Mysterio one as well, which is pretty sick.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
A lot of people hated
Triple
him.
H.
You hate to love him. He's he's so good as a heel. Like he's so good as a baddie. You love to hate him.
No, I'm just happy to hate.
But other than that, that's all I've got in wrestling news. I've not really got a lot this week, to be fair. Darts, Chris Dobey won.
Come on, that was.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, you're not going to believe me, but I did kind of think last week, wouldn't it be funny if I said it?
I'm pretty sure
I was that adamant. I was like, it's never going to happen.
I'm pretty sure I did say, at this point, Chris Dobey might win.
Yeah.
And it just happens.
How has that happened?
I looked into it and it didn't shock me why he won. Essentially, it was in Rotterdam, and when I saw Gez's post by it, I instantly knew what it was. Over the years now, every single darts player has complained about playing there. Apparently, the venue is horrible.
Where's Rotterdam?
Netherlands.
Netherlands,
yeah.
Right, okay.
Apparently the venue is horrible. Apparently there's wind constantly in the stadium in the venue. Apparently it's freezing. It's just meant to be an absolute horrible venue, but they keep going now obviously because of money and whatnot. So it is known to be the bogey one where anyone can win. So because the conditions are that bad that any player can really.
Because they can all get put off.
Yeah, because every player is put off and every player is not playing to the best of their ability because of the conditions of the venue. It's like anyone can win, so that's why it didn't shock me that Dobey did win. However, he did play well, and I don't want to take that away from him.
I don't want to take it away from him, guys.
This is a world-class darts player.
Yeah.
Like, he's good enough to be in 8 people playing in the Premier League. He is that good, so we can't.
I just don't ever think he's going to win. He's just never my pick. No offence to him. Seems like a nice enough guy. But in the same way, I'd never really pick Rob Cross. Like, he's just one of those where I'm like, sure.
We'll get the predictions done early.
Go on then.
Before we go into football. Humphries versus Aspinall.
Oh.
Humphries, I'll always play for Humphries. Unless it's like
you've not before, have you, Carl?
Yeah.
Aspinall.
I'll go Humphries. Michael Van Gerwen or Luke Vanuke Littler?
Luke.
Gerwin.
I think Van Gerwen.
I think he's got his night coming up.
Luke.
Voltage Rob Cross or Stephen Bunting?
Ooh.
Let's go Bunting.
How was Bunting last week?
He made it to the final.
Bunting. That's enough for me.
Bunting. I don't like Bunting, but I'm going to vote for him.
Gerwin Price versus Chris Dobey.
Right.
At this point, I don't...
Price.
I like
what's the stadium, my chest? Let's check that first.
I actually don't know where it is.
If it's in Wales...
Yeah,
Price.
I would have to check. Can you check that for me?
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Humphries versus, for you, Littler, for us, Van Gerwen.
Littler.
I would probably go. I think it's going to be a Humphries win, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm feeling a Humphries one.
Yeah, I'll go Humphries. Bunting versus Price.
I'm literally being kicked off my seat right now.
Bunting versus Price.
Yeah, man.
Price.
Liverpool, by the way, it's in Liverpool.
I would go Bunting then, because Bunting home advantage.
I said Bunting already.
I'm still saying Price.
I don't think it's going to win.
No, I think it'll be... I'll go. You know,
Who was it? Who was it? Sorry, I'm going Humphries, Gerwin, aren't I? I'll say Humphries.
I'm going Price, baby.
I'll go Humphries Bunting final and Humphries wins.
Did I say Price and Bunting? And I reckon it'll be
I can't believe I'm saying this.
Bunting, and I think unfortunately Luke's going to beat him in the final.
I'm going to say Gerwin Price.
Fair enough.
Win. Okay.
It just hates it, the fact that, like, it probably will be now. I don't like how many of these you get right. It annoys me.
Going into
I've clearly got a gift.
Going into football, Derby lost to Luton the other day, 1-0 at home, which is further solidifying the chances of us seeing relegation and me being severely depressed. However,
possible.
We've got West Brom today, and
do you have to win this?
And we don't. We don't have to win. The next game we have against Hull, that's a big one.
Is it Hull that's also being relegated?
They are fighting for relegation.
So it's two teams fighting for relegation at the same time then?
There's a lot of us. There's us, Cardiff, Luton. Us, Cardiff, Luton, Hull. I can't remember. There's two other teams I'm thinking of. For the life of me, I can't remember. But we kind of, if we beat West Brom today, even if we get a point or a draw out of it, that is just good. Away from home, and we're picking up points. That would be nice. If we win and get 3 points against West Brom, I would be entitled to say we stay up today, and that's why it's a big game tonight. I've just seen that. Yeah.
We just got the line that's confirmed for the.
Yes, he's starting Thompson.
Yeah,
damn right. But yeah, it's a big game today. Yeah, I'm not really that looking forward to it, to be honest with you. I just know what could be. Yeah, I know what could be, and I know what's happened. I don't know how to put it. I'm not excited for what is currently happening with Derby. I'm hopeful. I'm not excited because I will be there on the final day, like we were mentioning, and I can see a 90-minute screamer from Ibu Adams keeping us up in the championship, and I'm like, going rowdy. Or I see Stokes scoring a 90-minute tap-in, relegating us there on the spot, and I'm there witnessing it. So I'm not excited. I'm very hopeful. I'm very happy and proud to be a Derby fan, and if we win today, I will celebrate. However, until we are officially up, I don't think there's any form of positive emotion you'll get with me with this club, because I can't. I know what happens when we have hope. That is the hope that kills you, and that's Derby at the moment. And if we win today, we just have to win today. In other news in football, the best game I've ever witnessed in the Europa League was Man United versus Lyon.
Oh my God!
5-4. Going 2-0 up, then 2-2, then going 4-2 down, and then within 7 minutes scoring 3 goals to complete a comeback and win at Old Trafford. It's just a bit mental.
Imagine being there. Being there. It's not even like that. It's Europa League, but still being there to witness that would have been amazing.
Yeah, that's. That's just the best thing I've seen in a while, just in life. What else has gone on in football? Champions League. Real Madrid are out by the hands of Arsenal.
We watched that game. I told you it was just.
I was at the.
No, we
I thought was it? Who did I watch it with then? I watched it with someone.
No, that was the first leg.
Oh, I must have watched it with Dad then. Yeah, we did watch Arsenal, and I will say I was very impressed by it.
Declan Rice has shown his levels
in fact,
in that
I'm
Arsenal
going to change my answer.
To what?
Do you know why I said Barcelona?
You think Arsenal?
I think Arsenal now. I'm back on it all day.
They've never won the Champions League.
Did I say it last week, actually, Jess? Did I say I was changing my answer last week to Arsenal?
Maybe I think
I'm changing it fully to Arsenal. I'm backing it.
Charlie predicts it and then it comes true.
Well,
all I'm saying, guys, is I've got a history.
Any of these last remaining 4 teams have very high potential to win the Champions League. I think Arsenal have got momentum. I think Arsenal are showing a lot of levels. At Saka, Rice, especially, they're just playing Martinelli of playing exceptionally. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I'd be inclined to say Barcelona still, because Arsenal are bottle jobs. That is what they're known for. Well, actually, they're known for a lot more, but they are bottle jobs.
You're a bottle job.
I am a bottle job. The levels Arsenal shown against Real Madrid, it would make me inclined to believe they would win the Champions League as well.
I was going to say, like, you can call them a bottle job, but they've sort of... And how often do you sit there and go, it's Real Madrid? You cannot go against a Real Madrid.
God.
And guess what? Arsenal did.
Yeah, well...
No part of me believed it. No part of me would believe they'd beat him at the Bernabeu. I think they were going to win them because of aggregate, but I didn't think they would actually win it, and they did. Saka and Martinelli, brutal. But I'm happy. They're the only English team left, so we've got to support them. Do I think they beat PSG? I do. Do I think it's going to be really close and tense? Yes. I would say Barcelona.
Barcelona going to be
Inter.
Inter, okay.
I would also be inclined to say Barcelona wins that as well. Don't get me wrong, Inter are a very good side.
Hang on, guys. Let me just check, because let's face it, if I know, I'll be right. Yeah, I think it's going to happen.
What, until
Yeah, I think Barcelona wins. And I think Barcelona, Arsenal final, and I think Arsenal wins.
I mean, Arsenal's not going to win the Champions League.
If you want to put your bets down now, I'd suggest it, 'cause I've got a track record.
I might put a bet on Arsenal.
Not football, right?
Or maybe
Arsenal's not going to win the Champions League. It's Arsenal.
What do you do for me if I am right?
No.
I'm not doing money, because I don't really have that at the minute.
I'll edit... How many in a row? I don't know.
4. I want a month's worth.
Okay, I'll do full podcast editing from up.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm happy with this then. Yeah.
In Premier League news, it's pretty guaranteed that Liverpool have won it at this point. They won the other day to kind of cement it that little bit more.
Yeah.
It will be within the next 2 weeks. I'm almost certain we'll get an answer of the guarantee.
Yeah.
They already have. We basically might as well just say they have now. In regards to the top 5 as well, Newcastle showing levels like always. Nottingham Forest, City, Villa, they're all fighting for it.
Are you giving a compliment to Nottingham Forest?
Absolutely not. I'm just saying they're all fighting for it.
I don't even know who you're talking about right now, but I did hear Newcastle, and they've been great for a few years. Aston Villa, last year, this year, they've been...
I will say, I don't think Forest will stay in the top 5.
I don't know who that is.
They're not actually currently in the top 5. I thought they were. It must have changed because
Chelsea and Man City made it. Oh my god!
So they're currently the top 5.
City did.
Yeah, currently top 5 position is Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, City and Chelsea, followed for the Europa League by Forest, and then very closely followed by Villa. So we have on 50, it goes from 79 points with Liverpool, 66 points with Arsenal, 59 points with Newcastle, and then this is where it gets tense. From 4th to 7th, City on 58, Chelsea, Forest and Villa are all on 57 and separated by goal difference, meaning it's going to be very tense. And for example, as well, why this is a big game today for Forest is they've got Tottenham at Tottenham Spurs Stadium, White Hart Lane. I'm just going to call it that. It isn't, but it's easier to say and it sounds cooler. They've got a game in hand, so if they win today, that will put them on 60 points, and that they could really use the win today against Tottenham. And I'm not going to lie, it's not really hard at the moment saying how Tottenham are 16th. Yeah.
God.
Is Tottenham the ones that we're hoping don't score anything?
No, that's Southampton.
Is that Southampton? Sorry, I got excited for a second.
Tottenham, this is
Have
arguably...
we still got it, by the way? Have we still got the
they drew the other day, so they have currently got less goal difference than we did.
Yeah.
So it is still a possibility that they draw with us for the worst season and are separated by goal difference to the worst. They just can't win or draw.
That's a shame.
Do they need to lose how many matches?
They have got 5 games left.
Oh, you know, is it possible that they lose?
And they've got Fulham, City, and Arsenal, which they won't beat.
I think it's Fulham that we're hoping. Leicester, Man City,
Leicester, and Everton.
Arsenal should be winning.
I think they'll beat Leicester and Everton. Leicester or Everton. I think that's where they get the draw or win. Yeah. But it's to be fair, it's an atrocious season by Southampton. Don't get me wrong, but seeing Tottenham, West Ham, and Man United just off the relegation zone.
Yeah, I know.
It's not points, but in the league table, seeing it like that. Man United are 14th at the moment. Tottenham are 16th and West Ham are 17th. The teams like Bournemouth Fulham and Brighton are actually doing better.
Yeah.
Which is it's just mental. But hey, top 5 positioning's looking very nice. But
I'm glad to see Man City are back high again.
Yeah. They're not what they were.
I like that.
But other than that, in other news as well, it looks like Bayern Munich have won the Bundesliga, meaning Harry Kane will be winning his first title very shortly. They've got 4.
Are you going to go and put your Harry Kane poster up now?
If they win, I'll buy a Bayern Munich Harry Kane shirt.
Are you joking?
I would.
I'd like Bayern Munich. I'll wear Bayern Munich.
you
We're not Bayern Munich fans, and they're not rivals.
The thing for me, I wouldn't mind wearing international clubs t-shirts because they're not English. I don't support them. I support Derby.
Yeah.
But any else good design, I wouldn't wear a Forest top or I
or
wouldn't wear a Liverpool top. Yeah.
Everton. That's not gonna.
Yeah, but he's only doing it because he fancies Kane.
Yeah. What's his
He's
point?
English and he's the best striker in the world. I support as well. For him to win, they've got 4 games left. Bayern Munich are currently on 72 points. Leverkusen are on 64. So in a sense of if Munich win one more and Leverkusen lose, they, I believe.
Beautiful pronunciation there, Jess.
So wait, it's 3 points a win, in the 4 games left, 12 points in it altogether. If Bayern Munich win their next game, puts them 75. If Leverkusen lose, keeps them 64, and they can only get 9 points, meaning if Munich win and Leverkusen lose, Munich have won the Bundesliga.
I mean, it's pretty much set in stone. Say Bayern Munich win the next 4, which is possible. They just win anyway. Mm-hmm. And even if they win, Leverkusen, however you say it, win.
Yeah.
That was appalling.
I don't watch football.
If Munich... Leverkusen. That's how I say
I'm not even going to try it. Leverkusen.
Can you say Borussia Dortmund?
Borussia Dortmund. I think...
If Munich win 2 more games, they are champions of Germany.
Yeah.
If they win 1 more and Leverkusen lose, they would also be.
It's pretty much set in stone, but just wait for that couple more games.
Yeah. But other than that, that's just all football news I've got.
Guys, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
To talk about F1. We were in Saudi this week, weren't we, Cart?
Yes, we were.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cart's quite happy this week because
I'm always happy.
You've had a little bit of a win with Piastri.
I'm happy with every match, every race so far.
I was going to say, did you say match?
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. It's a different thing. So it was quite an exciting race, in all fairness.
It was pretty good,
It was exciting and also, for some reason, not as exciting as I was hoping for, if that makes any sense. So Piastri and Verstappen was really the fight that was sort of there. Lando did incredible to fight from 10th all the way to 4th. That was really amazing.
How he didn't get driver of the day is horrendous.
I will argue, had it been another lap, he easily would have just smoked out Leclerc easy, so he would have been on that podium. So Charles did a really good job in fighting, keeping that third, without question. But Verstappen and Piastri had an interesting fight, and I will say, Verstappen showed that there is limitations in that car without question. However, he also showed that he's still able to fight.
Yeah.
Piastri was so good to keep on to it as well as he did. That was tough. I will not that was a tough battle to sort of fight. But Piastri did such a good job.
Yeah.
Verstappen has again as well, and I'm going to say this, and I know people are going to be angry with me. He does not like when he isn't winning easily. Yeah. He got so mardy with the Piastri thing.
Yeah.
You cannot argue that was Piastri's corner.
Yeah.
So to get mardy and be like, why am I being given 5? And for anyone who doesn't know what mardy means, it's what Verstappen was. To get upset with the fact that you've been given 5 seconds is unreal. He shouldn't have been given 5 seconds. He shouldn't have been told to swap places. He should have been told to swap places.
Because I was thinking, if Verstappen had, when he said 5 seconds penalty, he could have just created that distance. It was only because Piastri's so good and so fast right now that he couldn't have created distance anyway, so it wouldn't even matter. When he pitted, he had to wait 5 seconds, and there you go, Piastri took.
I'll be honest, I thought he wasn't going to create distance. From watching it, I genuinely thought Piastri wasn't going to get it.
Yeah.
There were moments where I was like, Piastri's done. Like, if it wasn't for, and I will say McLaren did such a good job in terms of how well they did with strategy.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I don't think they would have made it. I genuinely didn't think Piastri was going to catch Verstappen.
Again, just to say, driver of day Max is horrendous.
It didn't make sense at
Lando
all,
was a clear option, no doubt about it. He deserved driver of day. And Max to get it from him starting at pole to then becoming second, which is still impressive to come second, but he was at pole and then lost a place, whereas Lando made 6 places. Everybody, I think, on average, it was like 2 or 3 places. He made the most.
Lando did really well,
So well.
We also had Russell and Antonelli at 5th and 6th, which, at the end of the day, I think is a good time to mention how impressive Verstappen, how impressive Mercedes have got recently.
Yeah.
Like, they are, for saying Mercedes, for me, since losing 2021, since losing that, I've never seen them sort of fight back. This is the first year where I've sort of been like, oh, they're actually sort of becoming a little bit of contenders again, which they weren't for so long.
They're not going to win. Like, Mercedes, don't get me wrong, have a car to possibly fight, but they're going to have a drivers. You've got Russell and Antonelli. They're good. They're just they're not Piastri. They're not Norris, they're not Verstappen, Leclerc, they're just not that good.
So, another one to mention, who came in 7th, Hammy.
Yeah.
Now, I am a Ferrari fan, we all know it. I'm very, very proud to be a Ferrari fan. However, I am starting to worry about Lewis and Ferrari. It's just not, and I don't know what, don't get me wrong, it's still early. However, when I am seeing people like Kimi, who is a rookie, Hadjar, who is a rookie, Behrman, who's a rookie, do so well in their cars, and Hamilton is still not finding his groove in it, I have to question when are you going to find that groove? Because it is worrying.
Lewis's grandkid has just turned 18 and he shouldn't be in an F1 car. He's too old. I know you say he's not too old. He is. Alonso and Hamilton, they're not showing nothing nowadays. They're carrying on too late. Lewis Hamilton retires now. He'll retire as arguably a second or third best driver of all time.
Yeah.
And that's an accomplishment. You take it, and he's just not. He keeps on going, and he's just. If he was in a Mercedes, it won't be any different.
I can
if he was
understand.
in Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari, it won't be.
I get why Ferrari took him on. You cannot say a 7-time world champion comes to you and says, "I'd really like to drive for you." There is no way you're not going to take that spot. Like at the end of the day, you are going to want that interest, but. I don't understand how Hamilton is still not finding his groove when realistically we know for a fact the car is good because Leclerc is showing that. Leclerc is doing well. He is getting decent points. So if it's not coming from Leclerc, then we know it's not coming down to the car. We know it's coming from something else. And it's just really concerning that that's still not happening for Hamilton. And I don't want to say it yet because at the end of the day, we could get mid-season and he could start winning races. Yeah. But at the minute, I am worried about how he's just not finding that groove. The other ones is Sainz and Albon both came 8th and 9th, which for Williams, and I'm going to say it, I genuinely think Williams is becoming the best of the rest. Without question, they are becoming best of the rest. They are so solid, and it's so nice to see when I first started watching Williams and they were dog. Like, they were just not going anywhere. Like, you know, I'm going to mention the GOAT. Tiffy was slamming that Williams into a side at every chance he could. He was doing naught. And I just think from seeing that to now, and also seeing the rise for Alex, I think is a massive one because he's such a nice guy. Yeah. And to see him start to get recognised for doing things without Williams, it's just not possible. It's so nice. Sainz is getting into his groove with Williams as well, which is really nice. He said that he won't even see podiums or points, yet reasonably, I think both of them are doing incredible things, and that is Dan. And I can't believe I'm saying this because I love Fred. I love Fred Vasseur. I love Toto. Toto's a really fun guy. Horner gives some entertainment occasionally. I'm going to say James Vowles is my favourite team principal.
Zach Brown all the way. Come on.
Sweet. I love James Vowles. He's adorable. So I am going to say I love seeing that. But I'm going to give a special mention to one. Hadjar got his first point. I bloody love that kid.
Amazing,
I actually think he's so impressive, and to go from the first race where we all thought, oh my god, this kid is bottling it, like he's just not going to get anywhere, to now, Hadjar is so impressive.
He is very good,
and he's doing so well. Like every single race, he's just proving how good he is.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to see. And I hate to say it because obviously Hadjar's, amazing, and I hate to sort of be the bearer of bad news when it comes to other people. Lawson, just, I don't know why, for saying that he did a whole, half a season last time with the Racing Bulls. He's just not there. I don't know whether or not it's the kick from Red Bull, which reasonably probably is the kick from Red Bull. That's obviously going to shatter his confidence. Yet it's now going to shatter it even more that Hadjar, who's come into it completely as a rookie, whereas Lawson did come into it with some experience, going from Racing Bulls to Red Bull to then back to Racing Bulls. Hadjar is killing him in that aspect. So it is really gutting, and I do think it is probably a massive confidence knock for Lawson, but I can't imagine with how cutthroat Red Bull are and how, let's face it, cruel they are, I can't see them settling and just allowing Lawson to continue the season. I can see them getting rid of him. Don't know for who.
God, it'd be horrendous.
But I can see them getting rid of him. But
Yuki Tsunoda.
Tsunoda and Gasly had a crash.
Yeah.
Now, gutting, but I will say it was just a racing incident. It wasn't anyone's fault. It's not like, oh my god, this means Yuki's at Red Bull. I don't think that at all. I think it was just an unfortunate circumstance where they both just crashed into each other. Pierre, there was space, but Pierre just made that turn a bit too early, crashed in. It is what it is. It's gutting. However, I do want to mention on the spot with Gasly and Alpine, I am so worried about Doohan. I can only see this coming sooner and sooner. Doohan finished 17th, which would be impressive had it not been for the fact that two people were also didn't finish the race. Yeah. So he only finished one above Borletto, so he's not even finished. It's just, I know Doohan's going to be gone now. I just know it. They obviously want Colapinto, which understandable. Colapinto's unreal how good he is. And I just feel like Jack Doohan's waited so long for this opportunity and it's gone. I don't see them lasting. I can't see him being the next half of the season.
Yeah.
I genuinely think they're waiting for that opportunity to just get rid, which I think is going to happen pretty soon, which is gutting. But yeah, so it was a genuinely interesting. I mean, I had to sit too many times, no offence to Sky Sports, but I don't understand. I understand that they want to show different people's, and Jesse will know who we talk about when we say this. I understand they want to show different drivers, points of views and things like that. Just stop showing me Stroll. Just stop showing me Stroll. I don't want to see it. I don't understand why he's there. In fact, actually, that's something to talk about this week. He officially is the driver with the most Q1 exits in qualifying. Now, Jesse, Q1 is basically where you start. So, just to be clear, when you're qualifying, you get the first qualifying lap. Yeah. Where you basically have it's 5 drivers get knocked out, and then you go to the second qualifying test. The next 5 drivers get knocked out, and then you get the last one, which is Q3. That's where your top 10 they fight for their qualifying positions for Sunday's race. Lance Stroll has left Q1 pretty much almost every single time. He's just get out. Just leave F1. I understand Daddy's money is paying to keep you there, but you don't even seem happy to drive anymore. He actually seems miserable in every single interview I see him in. He never looks like he's excited to be there. I genuinely don't understand why it's still going on. I know it sounds harsh. I am very, very sorry. I'm sure it's a passion of yours. It's just not working anymore. I don't get, it just feels like it's giving someone... At the end of the day, you've got Doohan who genuinely wants to be there. Colapinto is reasonably waiting in the sidelines for that. Yet, if you get rid of some drivers like Stroll who don't even want to be there anymore, then you're going to have space for some new drivers who genuinely have that rush and want to be there. I mean, we've lost other drivers like Bottas. Bottas was still good enough to be in that race. Yeah,
no,
Bottas
he was not.
He is good enough. Bottas isn't even there anymore. So I feel like there's certain drivers that we've lost and reasonably we could have had them back in, while people like Stroll who don't even seem genuinely happy to be there, who, let's face it, will never go because Dad's paying for the team.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, well, when do you choose to leave? Because you're not happy anymore. It's quite obvious you're not happy anymore.
He must be at the point now when he realises, obviously he started off and his dad's paid for everything, and he probably thought in his head, oh, I actually probably can win a championship. Now he must be realising, I'm not good enough to be on this track. He must be realising, it just isn't working. I can't do it. So do I give up? He must be.
I can't see. I reckon they'll wait for Newey's car. Obviously, the Aston Martin still isn't Newey's car.
Yeah.
Grace is very happy right now. The Aston Martin still isn't Newey's Aston Martin, so reasonably we're waiting for Newey to bring in his Aston Martin, which I'm guessing would be next year. I think he did say it was 2026. It will be working on. So if we're waiting for 2026, I can only assume for a 2-year period they're going to hope that Lance Stroll has a championship winning car with Newey. Is my only thought process. The only issue I find with that is, Lance Stroll has that award winning car. So does Fernando Alonso. And when you can't compare them both, at the end of the day, Alonso will wipe the floor with Stroll. So it's going to just continue that. And almost like, I just feel like someone needs to just say it's just going to be more and more heartache for him.
Yeah. So, I think even with Adrian Newey's car, all right, Alonso's not going to win a championship. I know you think he's not a question. I'm not saying it's going to be a championship winning car, but I am going to say it's an Adrian Newey car. Yeah. Alonso is going to be far better in that car, of course, than Stroll is. He's not going to be winning many podiums. He will win a few.
He'll be on the podium way more than Stroll will, without question.
But he won't be on that much. And I think if you got Adrian Newey's car, Aston Martin should start thinking, right, we could win with Adrian Newey's car. We could win. So sorry, guys. But
but reasonably, you're not going to get rid of Alonso over Stroll because Alonso's the one who's giving you
rid of
points.
both of them.
Yeah, but you're not going to.
That's the problem.
So they are going to stick with those two drivers, and I will argue to hell and high water. I think Alonso is still good enough to be on that grid. I don't think he is out yet. I do think he is good enough to be there. I do think Stroll is letting the team down. He's just not earning points. Don't get me wrong. Alonso didn't even get points this week. It was a tough race, and at the end of the day, there were drivers who it was tough. It was a hard race, but I just can't see how it can continue and how Aston Martin just aren't earning. And I just think, surely as a businessman, Daddy Stroll is surely seeing it's just a loss at this point. Like, I'd assume. But hey ho, that's just me having a little bit of a rant about Stroll. Do you know what? I feel like I don't do it on the podcast enough. I do it more in person, just never really on podcast.
I cannot wait until next race because it's the return of someone's first ever win. I was there. I watched it. I was at work when Mr. Young Lando Norris won his first. I was at work, and nobody else. I was a bartender at the time. Nobody else was a F1 fan. So
you called me.
Yeah, he wins. I see it on the screen. I flip out, lose it. It's quite quiet. Yeah. And the manager comes over. Josh, what's his name? Josh. Okay. He comes over. And he goes, oh, you're at a car. And he goes, I go, man, can you just cover the bar for like a couple minutes? And he goes, yeah, sure. So I run out back. I'm cheering. I'd call Charlie. I call my mate Lauren. I lose it. Lando Norris is his first win. So happy, and it's his return. It's his return to it. So I don't think there's any way he's not winning. Right? He's got to.
Okay. So this is the next question. Who is winning not next week, week after? Who's winning Miami?
Lando.
You think Lando?
Yeah.
Jesse, go on.
Lando.
You go Lando as well?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, guys.
It was his first ever win at Miami, and now he's in the best car. Him and Piastri have the best car. I think it'll be a 1-2 McLaren. I think Piastri could easily have the win as well as Lando Norris, but Lando will have the win and it'll be a 1-2 McLaren.
I will say the difference here
Wait, do not tell me you think Ferrari's going to win. Do not tell me for a second you think Leclerc's going to win.
My heart is saying Leclerc.
Oh my God, no, that's horrendous.
But I will say, my head isn't saying Norris. Do you know, and I can't believe I'm saying this and it's going to be projectile vomit when I say it, I think it's going to be a Verstappen win.
I think it's going to be one of the three. But if I have to say any, I think it'd be Norris or Verstappen, and then Piastri. One of the
three Leclerc, isn't
not a chance. I nearly swore then. Not a chance. I think Mercedes are both going to outscore both Ferraris this time.
I see top three. I am going to, in fact, there's top three. My heart is saying to. I'll say my heart is saying Leclerc, Norris, Piastri.
Oh God.
My head is saying it's going to be Verstappen, Piastri, and Russell.
Yeah, it's not a stupid one, but I just don't think. I think Norris is going to take the win because.
But I will go with my heart.
I'm going to say this now because I think this is completely possible. I think it's going to be a 1-2 McLaren, Norris will win, and then Verstappen. But if either three of them win, I think that's most likely causes either Piastri, Norris, or Verstappen going to win. Because they're just battling now. They're so good. And Verstappen isn't in the best car, but he's just showing how good the driver he is. And then Norris and Piastri, again, phenomenal drivers in a car that is just on crack. It's amazing.
It's a rocket ship at the moment.
It's one of the three that are going to win, but I think Norris having that as his first one, I think even Piastri might. I think McLaren's going to say, right, we're kind of going to give a bit to Norris to try and get him a win.
That's where I'll put my foot down. McLaren aren't doing that, and I do think McLaren need to start making that call at some point because don't get me wrong, I've always said it's too early in the season to make that call, but at some point McLaren have to. They've made the mistake last year where they didn't prioritise and it lost the championship.
Yeah, true, but right now you've got
they could have had the double last year and they didn't.
You could give it all to Norris and Norris could easily win. That's possible. You could give it all to Norris will win, but then you've got Piastri, who very much could also win. You've got two drivers who one of them's going to win this year.
But your issue there is, and I get where you're coming from, but it's the issue that McLaren have had before, they have to make a call, because if they don't make a call, then they're just going to have two drivers who fight each other, and then you've lost both, because they will start knocking each other out.
That's the problem I'm thinking, is it?
They have to, and I'm not saying now, but mid-season McLaren need to make that call as to which one they're backing for a championship, and they have to be harsh with it. It's no more, but Oscar deserves some points as well, so let him go through like they did last year. No.
Yeah.
If Lando's leading the championship, he needs to make those wins. So I think halfway through the season they need to start making that call. Jesse, who do you think second and third is going to be if you think Norris is first?
I'm just going to go off the very limited knowledge I have.
Go on, that's fair.
I'm going to go...
You can say Leclerc, it's okay.
I will go...
Don't say Leclerc, it's just stupid.
Say Leclerc.
It's stupid.
Say Leclerc.
Hamilton.
Oh my God, that's even worse. Yeah. That's even worse.
And
it's not a great call.
Adrian Newey.
Adrian Newey doesn't drive.
Yeah, Adrian Newey is a great driver.
Yeah, I think he's just going to get in that car and go crazy.
You know what? Do you reckon Adrian Newey gets in and goes, lads, this is how you do it?
No, I do not. Okay, guys, that is the end of the podcast episode. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We cannot wait to see you next week, where I will be a little bit silent. However, there is a big fight coming up next week, which I know Carl is super excited about. I know Jesse will potentially be crying about Dobey again. So it's very exciting to what we'll have next week. But as always, please send us your predictions, comments, likes. I know, literally, this is just going to be in the background. Is Carter?
You can't stop this. This is.
I know. There's
destiny.
No point. So please like us, comment, send us your predictions. Jesse, you like to say something special to everyone?
Drive home safely.
Thank you.
Don't
have drugs.
Don't do drugs as well. Always stay hydrated. Have
always stay hydrated.
4-5 litres a day. Actually, you know what? Let me just do something 1 second.
Go on.
I have an app that just gives you daily facts.
Oh, go on then. Oh, should we have a daily fact day? That would be lovely. Can you specify it to sport?
Before the eraser, bread was used to remove pencil marks.
Okay, that's never mind then.
Yeah.
That not really sport related, but hey, it's there.
Stay hydrated. Be happy. Positive thinking and that.
Lovely. Yeah.
And
just be kind. Be kind.
Be kind. Be happy. Yeah.
Thank you ever so much for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.
Ta-tas.
Bye-bye.